Stoked, the podcast.
What's crack-a-lacking, everyone, and welcome back to Stoked, the podcast. Yeah, Jacques, I'm Matt. We're bringing you another epic episode. Today, we got Chris Coates, guys, in studio with us here at Loop Evolutions Records, backyard base, South Africa. Chris, what's happening, dude?
Bloody marvelous.
Hey?
How you, bud?
How you been?
Yeah,
Fucking
guys.
awesome to have you here, man.
So-
Shot for having me.
Shot for getting out the water and joining us. We're surprised you aren't dripping.
Yeah,
We've heard you a little
the sea's
wet,
been
Chris.
swuck.
I know. Well, a little bit of E. coli, poo mouth.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. We're lucky here. We haven't had that too much of that, eh?
Yeah, true.
I think it's more Durban side, and even then, I think a lot of
Oopsie.
it's just
Yeah,
blown out of proportion.
definitely. I mean, the Oaks in Durban are swimming in some filthy stuff, but
No, right in Durban.
Don't throw the O's in Durban under the poo bus.
it's fine.
What's happening, everybody? Shot for joining us. All the O's that are listening, the subscribers, you know what to do. Like and share. Tell your mates about us. Yeah, we just really stoked to have you guys here. And for all the O's that have been just jawed by the floods and stuff, our heart goes out to you. And just stay safe out there and ask your neighbor what the fuck they need, eh? And if you are out there and you need a bit of help, ask us for help, man.
Yeah.
Just our heart goes out to you. But we are here to bring you some good news, some pump news.
Yes. we
Matthew,
got
that
Chris here,
fucking
guys.
beard's growing.
Hey?
O's.
Slowly.
The prayers are working. Keep praying for Matt's fucking beard. Love it.
Yeah, every time I shave, Jock says I look like Justin Bieber, so...
Worse than Justin Bieber.
worse,
Justin Bieber's mom.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So,
Chris,
guys,
Chris,
yeah.
pumped to have you here. Check it out, Brew Loop Evolution. What do you think?
It's pretty sick. No, I love your show, bro. It's been
Oh, donkey, man.
Thank
We
you.
really
I
appreciate that.
man.
cool to be here.
Appreciate it. And you doing some awesome stuff in your life, bro. I mean, flip. You're like a celebrity in the bloody spearfishing world. I see everyone's talking about you. And I knew someone in Australia that even knew you, and I was like,
Hi.
yeah. I bumped into someone. He's like, I told him I'm from Belito. He's like, oh, do you know this guy called Chris? And I was like,
Chris
I've
Coates.
heard about Chris Coates. So anyway, and I couldn't believe it. He's like, no ways, bro.
Yeah, we hang out with celebrities on Stoked.
That's it, eh? That's it.
Fucking
Trying to
love
bring everyone to Stoke.
Yeah, no. Early adopted to the scene, and
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So tell us a bit about your travels. Where around the world have you gotten in the water, seen the best fish?
well, pretty grounded at the moment.
Nice.
I haven't done anything since COVID. COVID kind of just went.
Keeping it local.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I used to mostly work in Madagascar and Mozambique. That was my main stomping ground.
Awesome.
But most of the time I'd go to Middle East at least once a year. And then I'd
Yeah.
do trips wherever, like Fiji, Tahiti.
What do you get up to in the Middle East? Those are bringing back oil. What are you guys doing that time?
Hey, there's good diving there.
Oh,
Hunting
no,
fish
wow.
with AKs, bro.
In the Middle East, they're in the Dead Sea or what's
No,
the
in the Arabian
Mediterranean?
Gulf.
Oh, right, okay.
So you're surrounded by, I think it goes Iran, Iraq, Kuwait,
Yes, okay.
Saudi,
Yeah.
around through to Emirates.
The
and
Suez
Oman.
Canal.
No, that's on the next thing.
Fuck, as my geography's fuck. Chris is going to help you guys with geography. Don't listen to anything I say. I've said this before on the show. What I say doesn't fucking matter.
That's also sick. The Red Sea is also sick. You're not allowed to.
Yes, I
fish
got
there.
back in there.
Oh,
shot.
really? And why
Chris
is
is such a lacquer.
No. So the Red Sea is completely different. The Red Sea is almost like very tropical,
Right.
and but it's illegal to spearfish there. It's kind of bordered by. There's one or two places you can, but it's mostly bordered by Saudi Arabia. And Saudi, they're not big into spearfishing.
Do you think it's really important that we have protected areas around Southern Africa and around the world?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So this is the other thing. I mean, traveling, I've got to see places that are like, you go, there's no more, you can't get any more remote than that.
That's awesome, man.
But because there's no policing or any restrictions or any control, guys come from freaking all over and they just rape and destroy.
There's some
Yeah.
there.
So I've been to crazy places that you go like, wow, man, this place should be alive with fish, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's because there's no control by hungry people on land, by people exploiting it for whatever reason,
Yeah.
And then you come to somewhere like here where there is, I mean, up until very recently, we actually had very, very good conservation, especially marine conservation, you know, we've always had a resource of crayfish to catch and fish to catch because they've managed the resource really well, you know, through bag limits and what have you.
Yeah.
And it's super important, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I kind of saw that Parks Board here in Southern Africa kind of did disappear for a bit. What was the true story behind that? Do you know anything?
I'm no expert on it, but from what I understand, it was a political thing.
Okay.
And they got disbanded, and I think DAF took over, the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries.
Yes.
But I mean, I think they went from like, say, and I'm sucking figures, you know, a couple of hundred employees down to like handfuls of employees.
Yeah.
To do the job.
No.
Yeah,
no, that's
true.
no way.
And
You need those on the ground.
and it's not just that; it's the so would have had guys that would have worked here for 20, 30 years, and they got to know who's who and where's everything. You know, that local knowledge that the local conservation parks board guys had.
Yes.
You know, from being here and being part of the community was invaluable. You know, you having a guy come out, even if he's really good at his job, from the outside and just coming to like randomly police here and there. You know, he's nowhere near as effective as the guy who actually lives in part of the community.
100%.
And I think that, I mean, people can always be replaced.
Mm.
You know, they could spark up again and there could be a drive and they could actually get the whole conservation initiative going again.
Yeah.
And I actually think there are plans afoot to actually get it going. But they've lost all that knowledge and all that, you know,
expertise, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, that's, I don't know what you call it, intellectual property or whatever you call it.
100%. You need the right guys, the local guys.
Yeah.
Well, I was just up in St. Lucia recently, and those guys are policing their own areas. They are tracking buck, they're tracking poachers, they're going into the bush and taking out the traps themselves and stuff. And I just think the guys are doing such an incredible job up there. And it just shows you we need to get O's that are stoked on the community, looking after the community and not worrying about politics and getting all this other shit involved. That never makes a fucking difference. I always like to ask people, when last did the government get involved in something and make it better? It's people like Chris that make shit better. It's us that like Matt that make shit better. It's us like Caden that make shit better.
Shout out sound engineer.
It's us on the ground. Josh Thumbs on the camera. I don't know how that O stands so still.
Yeah.
He never shakes the camera.
Doesn't.
Never.
We
You
need-
can't
we need
even
to make
see
him-
him.
Get him in here, make an appearance.
Yeah. So we actually got Chris on here to tell us some jokes about some bullies in town. So I'm keen to hear. Who can we throw under the bus first? No, I'm kidding. The man has got tales here. We want to hear.
Yeah, wealth of knowledge.
What are the
guys.
O's been
Wealth
up
of
to?
knowledge.
What, some funny stories in the water. Have you got one?
Scary stories too. Funny and scary.
Stories.
Scary stories.
Yeah, because Stoke can be like adrenaline rush as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too many scary stories.
That's good. Chris doesn't know that sharks live in the water. He just doesn't know that.
Chris is the shark.
Chris doesn't know that sharks live in the fucking water.
That's funny. Yeah, no, just been flipping amping on winter coming.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Such a beautiful
I
time.
just every day looking at the sand,
Yeah.
wishing and just praying that it comes, you know, that the banks fill in properly.
Yeah.
There's one or two little banks wanting to come. You know, this time of the year, everything starts revolving around surfing.
Yeah.
Just, you
And
know,
not those banks. Don't get shady with the money here. Chris, also, picky surfing? Not a little
a
bit of
lot
surfing.
of surfing.
It's all
This
surfing.
This is a bit of a maniac. Give us a little bit of history. What's your history with surfing?
No, dude, I think somewhere in the mid 80s,
Yeah.
I qualified as a grommet.
There's
grew
hope
out-
for you, Groms,
You
eh?
grew out the sand.
You grew out the sand. We've
Literally
actually
grew
shared
out
the sand.
Like,
Yes, eh?
literally
I
grew
told
out
you
the
that's how
sand.
it was.
I've told you. And I'm still a grommet.
Fucking amazing.
Not a chance. I've seen you shed on that
still a
5'8" nut fish,
no,
man.
I'm just saying, it's like just the
Yeah.
the stoke.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
it.
it's still a grommet, dude. Like
Yeah.
just, I don't know what it is. Like
But you
grommet,
were
you know
a
what it is?
fucking pro, man. What are you talking
rubbish.
about?
No, absolutely not. You know what the thing about a grommet is? a grommet always like has this delusion of grandeur,
Yes.
Love that.
eternal delusion of grandeur. You know what I mean? It's like you go to bed sleeping about like, hey, if I catch that barrel, it's going to be like that,
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And when you surf, and it's just like that, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know,
Bringing you back to your younger
I'm
years.
still
love
like,
that.
I'm still like that. If I
Still
was
as
going-
hungry, as hungry
No, but-
as you were.
but complete delusion of grandeur.
That's amazing. That means you're living, man. You're not
Love
stuck
that.
behind a desk worried about your life or when the next bill's going to come. You're out in the surf, chilling, feeling like you're a kid again. We got to do things that make us feel young again.
There we go.
Always. Eh?
I heard you've even helped us with some O's are surfing with the leash on the wrong fucking foot, and you helped one of the O's there. One of your mates that you've surfed with for quite a while.
What did he have? His
He had that leash on the wrong foot, and you apparently told him the one day. Oh, what's fucking going on here?
Love it. But tell us, going back to the spearfishing and the surfing, you live quite a waterman lifestyle, let's say. Being healthy, Aquaman, yeah. Being healthy and fit, man, like getting to that optimal performance for your own body. I mean, you're at an age now, and I mean, I feel I'm bloody 27, and I can already feel like I'm starting to get a bit tired and sore here and there. What do you do to keep yourself physically,
Sure.
in shape, bro?
that eternal grommet.
There we go. The stoke,
Hungry.
the stoke.
No, absolutely. I've actually battled my whole life just with generally being overweight and whatnot. Even being someone who surfed like a Trojan, dived, just hours. Diving is, if you think surfing is draining on your body, try diving.
Yeah.
Diving is on another level of just training.
Yeah.
Because also you lose a lot of electrolytes. It's quite hectic.
Right.
And even then, I was always chunky. I've always just had this. I battled, and having such a passion for surfing. Surfing's all about power to weight ratio. So being a heavy set guy is not helpful at all. You land up riding boards that you shouldn't, and all that kind of thing. So I've always been trying to, you're always trying to find that power to weight ratio, light and strong. And man, just over the last few years, I realized certain foods aren't good for me.
Okay.
And I haven't looked back.
That's awesome. So you're feeling a lot more healthier, mentally fit.
Absolutely. And it's 90% of what you eat.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not a big person on training. I'm trying to get into the training sphere just because I understand, especially getting older, and I'm almost 50 next year, that you don't put on muscle and injuries take longer to
heal,
bounce back from and things like that.
Fucking skateboarding.
Yeah, no.
Show them your arm. Show them your arm.
I can't.
Oh, please.
No, sorry. No, you laugh. You laugh.
It
I
is,
love
bro. It
skateboarding.
takes
I
forever to
grew up
get back.
skateboarding. And that's why I have such a passion for the skateboard ball at Hillary Drive. Grew up in that thing, killing myself. There's a rule.
Yes, that thing used to be naughty.
There's a rule. No balls, no wheels, no hard surfaces. If you want to stay in the sea, no balls, no wheels, no hard surfaces.
You gotta,
Can't skateboard, bro.
You gotta have guts. You gotta have guts. That's what I love about it the most. It tests your bravery. That's what I love about it. Getting together with your mates, number one. Landing shit that they can't land. No, I'm joking. And then just that bravery that goes behind it. Just incredible. We got that rage beer going. What do you think?
Hey, they're gonna come out with the rage psycho.
The rage, yeah.
Psycho.
The psycho.
The psycho.
The heavy alcohol content. So I don't know if you guys have checked, but if this is your first time watching, please go back to the first couple of episodes. Go check that out. Gives a cool brief overview of what we're up to here, what Matt's about, what myself is up to here as well. And then just we had Darren Sykes on, and he was chatting about making beer. The fucking doesn't play games. It's like 4 weeks later, and he's got a deep freeze full of beer, and it tastes incredible. Darren, you fucking genius. Well done.
Darren's a legend.
Eh?
Cheers,
So
Darren.
good, eh?
Yeah.
So when you come on the podcast, you get to taste some beer. So put in the comments there you guys want to check on the podcast as well. Chris?
down
Yeah,
below.
free beer.
Chris will attest to that. Chris will attest to that.
No, I'm super interested to know about the dangers of diving, bro. Diving alone, not diving with a buddy.
No. Spearfishing. It's a stark reality that it's a dangerous sport.
Yeah.
I've come close in my life a couple of times here and there with various things that could have, ended up really badly.
Sure.
Mates of mine died, had to pick them out to sea, so it's real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
you hear stories here and there,
It's the
But what's-
adrenaline, dude.
No,
It's not the adrenaline.
Yeah, it is the adrenaline. Hunting's a hunting thing. And it's a hunting thing. Something that's primal in all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It obviously doesn't appeal to everybody,
Sure.
but as a really good, sustainable way to go and catch fish, that's also immersive. Excuse the pun, but it is. It's like, as an experience, it's immersive. You're not just on the back of a bucky. I'm not a hunter. So if I went to go and shoot an animal, I'd be the guy on the back of the bucky with a dead rest, making sure. Because I'm not experienced.
Yeah.
But I'm not the immersive guy that walks through the bush with a bow.
Yeah.
Spearfishing's the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's immersive. You're in the water. Oh crap!
Don't worry, that happens all the time. It's actually a booby trap. We've set it up.
Wakes
there.
me up. Yeah, you're in the thing with the sharks, with the it's a full experience, and I think that's what guys are after.
Different planet out there,
Yeah.
the ocean.
It is dangerous, and I've been involved at different courses and things, and you try and mitigate those things. Diving with the buddies,
Key.
one of those things.
I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
not,
the reality is that I've spent my whole life diving alone,
Yeah.
and I have a thing where, unless you're actually physically diving with somebody, and you're you're actually paying attention, and you've made that decision to do that, and that only happens in clean water out in the blue.
Sure.
When you're doing normal day-to-day diving, your buddy, he's trying to catch fish just as much as you want to catch fish.
So
you're not paying
you're
attention
Yeah.
to each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though you have a buddy and you're diving with them, you're always diving alone. You've got to watch yourself. You're the one who's responsible for everything that you do. And you have to plan. And that's what the training and obviously experience comes with.
The whole part of
Would
the
you
experience.
say that when oaks are diving together, that one oak's trying to outdo the next, they can dive deeper, and this is where most trouble starts to happen?
Yeah.
Faults, like the masculinity in the sports?
Hey, it's a very humbling thing. It's like big wave surfing to a certain degree. You think you're cool until you
you're out there.
until you take that first clap and then you get grounded. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Free diving's like that, and it's not on a thing like a skateboard where you fall down, you go like, oh crap, I've broken my arm. You know what I mean? It's like you realize that you've come that close to dying.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, and it happens quite quickly. Everybody has what they think is a bad experience, because you're just inexperienced and things happen. If it's not a matter of time, it's when
It's going to happen. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
and that grounds you very quickly. Normally,
I like that.
you know what I mean? One of the greatest risks is when you have kids that learn how to dive well early on. And there's been a few cases in the past where guys introduced diving to their kids, and their kids got really good at diving, or they understood it, because it's a lot of it is just understanding what to do. It's technique. But then they got into their teens where their bodies grew, their abilities grew, and suddenly their ability just went off the charts.
Yeah.
And they went beyond. They started diving beyond their abilities, and guys had
Bit of
their
trouble
kids die,
happened.
which is pretty hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the deepest you were diving at your
I'm not a hectic deep diver.
Okay.
I'm by no means that guy. There's guys who dive completely off the charts.
Yeah. What do they do normally? What are the world records at the moment?
World records. I think the deepest fish ever shot is like 60 or 70 meters. I was involved with a thing with Trevor Hutton. We were trying to break this. He had got one at 61 meters, and then we were trying to get him onto a fish in 70 meters.
Jeez.
But it takes so long for him to get to the bottom So lining it up with the currents and everything, by the time you got to the bottom, and you get one dive a day.
Yeah. Because of visibility.
Yeah, a very difficult thing to actually make happen.
Wow. That's super interesting.
So, but I think the world record's somewhere in the 60s or somewhere there. But more interestingly, about 2 years back, they had worlds in Greece, spearfishing. And the guys were shooting fish in 40 to 45 meters of depth. Like that, like if you weren't diving in that sort of depth, you weren't competing.
And how many minutes is that on a breath hold?
Those guys are probably doing a minute and a half to 2 minutes. They wouldn't have been doing more than 2 minutes dive.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to be long. You know, like most good spearfishermen can dive for up to 3 minutes.
Right.
But the problem is then that you got to spend so much time on the surface recovering and everything. It's not functional.
Okay.
Right.
It's better to have a higher turnover of dives.
Yeah, shorter dive.
So you don't have, so you want to do like normal diving that I do just around here on the coast, and average depth is kind of minutes and a half on the surface and a minute and a half on the bottom. And if it goes up to a minute and a half, say 40 or 50 on the bottom, then starts going to 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, or even 3 minutes on the surface. Your surface time gets exponential as soon as you start going over the 130 mark.
That's so interesting.
Yes, we're getting all this info in at the moment.
Yeah, that's for like airplanes.
We are getting that. We're getting the it just makes me want to. It does. It gets us stoking you to want to get into the water and experience. I mean, there's places that you've experienced that 98% of the world has never seen, and I've always found that so fascinating about the ocean. Is it's a space where there's not many people that have got the guts to actually get into the sea. I mean, obviously you got to fucking respect the place. Yeah. It's got sharks, and you are not at the top of the food chain. In that environment, but it is it's an adrenaline. I've always really enjoyed things that give me such an adrenaline rush, and I find that puts me right on the edge, and that's where I'm probably at my most creative, whether it's trying to get away from the fucking situation, or actually having to get more involved in that situation and get through it. So for me, skating, that's why I love skateboarding so much. Even being in a mosh pit, man, that fucking adrenaline rush. Are you going to get out of this? How's it going to go? That unknown. Yeah. And that's like, that's
a pinnacle.
That is surfing. Unknown, that for me, for me, that's surfing and diving at a T, because you have no cooking clue what's going to happen next.
No, you do, in a way. So it's like,
I told
the
you,
more you do it, the more it just becomes at home. And like when you're sitting in the back line.
Yeah.
You're not worried.
Feel strange.
You're not worrying about anything. You chill.
No.
And it's the same in diving. When you diving and you're out there, it's exactly the same thing. There's no stresses. It's like
the paranoia would give you a fucking heart attack. So I guess it makes sense what you're saying. You got to be super calm back there.
No, but you do, because after spending enough time out there, you become comfortable out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and that's the barrier to entry, is that paranoia or anxiety, and that's why, especially here on our coast, the guys who do land up spearfishing, it's a hard path to tread. We don't have easy spearfishing here. You know, it's the guys who are
easy surfing either.
No, although Janik's kind of changed that. It's like
he just throws those O's into that surf. He just chucks those O's. That's why they learn to fucking fast, because he's chucking them in there.
And they're lining up. It's like, like
amazing.
Awesome. I don't know, whatever Janik's got the magic thing.
Belito Surf School. We fucking love you. Amazing job that they're doing
legends.
out there.
Absolutely.
So it's sick. But that's just time in the water, and that's what it is. It's the stoke.
Kind of, 100%.
And the stoke keeps you going.
Absolutely.
Just like everything.
Eternal grommet, brother.
Yeah.
I love that. That's fucking rad. Stay a grom.
Exactly.
Stay a grom.
I think
maybe we should get some neck tattoos. We're gonna get chopped on the. We need to get someone chopped on the show leg. We're gonna get. We're gonna get Matt.
Matt will have a tramp stamp.
Baby seal.
I'm a grom. On the back there. Comment. We want to see that.
Yeah. Depends. If this video gets over let's say 5 million views, then they'll do it.
5 million views. It just shows you how little Matt knows about any sort of maths. 5 million.
Yo, to put a tramp stamp on my ass.
No, it's-
100%. It's going to have to be like 5
you've
million
made-
or something.
You want to make it
I probably made worse decisions. eh?
On less Stoked.
On less
On
like.
way less
I
Stoked.
tell you what, why don't you share this video? Let's see if we can get 5 million views and Matt
Yo,
gets a tramp
I'm
stamp
so
on his
pumped.
ass.
Please, Oz, do me a favor.
Maybe I shouldn't have
Do
said
me a
anything.
favor.
yeah.
Let's do everyone in Bolido and KZN a favor. Everyone in South Africa, everyone in the fucking world. Let's do them all a favor. Let's get Matt a tramp stamp, please. I'd be so pumped. On it. We can get you some gun wax tattoo aftercare on that
Yeah,
bad boy.
yeah.
And we got plenty tattoo artists. We're gonna have a tattoo artist
We
on the
need
show
to,
as
yeah.
well. So,
Yeah.
Chris, you got
On
any?
your ass.
You got
Oh,
any
there
tats?
we go. While you're doing it, yeah.
On the cheeks.
While we're doing the podcast, I'll just get the O2
Yeah,
quickly
yeah.
freehand
Tattoo
it.
your ass, yeah. One day.
Yeah.
That would be sexy. We're bringing sexy back to
Commitments,
podcasts.
guys.
You got any
Commitments.
chops?
I got a couple.
What you
I got
got?
some special chops.
What's your latest one?
My latest one.
a meaning, Chris? Do your
Yeah.
tattoos have a meaning?
No, they
Fuck,
do.
You
They
stop
do.
stop asking people that. Does your tattoo have a meaning? Does your house have a meaning? Does your car have a meaning? Does that CD have a meaning? Stop asking people what the meaning is behind their tattoos. That's just
I
a,
agree, I
that's
agree,
a
I
pearl of
agree.
wisdom for you bastards out
I
there.
agree.
You slippery sacks of slivering salamanders.
Yeah.
We've called them salamanders before.
We love our
That's
viewers.
excellent.
What chop you got?
So my latest chop was done about 30 years ago.
Your latest 30 years. That's
Oh,
it.
sailor tattoo.
On my sister's, I think, no, it's actually maybe 28 or somewhere. It doesn't matter. Long time ago. On her birthday, she was going out with a tattoo artist.
I love
Mali,
this.
and we're like, hey. He was like, hey, have you got any Zol, whatever, have a Joel? You go, yeah. Hey, want a tat? Yeah, have a tat. I said, like, and I'd been like on my pedal ski
Yeah,
up at Sodwana the weekend before. And this huge big tiger shark, not tiger shark, hammerhead shark. The water's clean. It came up, but a hammerhead shark's got an exceptionally large dorsal fin.
Okay.
So things sticking out the wood like high like this. As
You
I
think
see it
you-
swimming, I'm going like,
a
holy
bass.
fuck, that thing's huge.
That's a bus.
You know what I mean? And I'm a latte. I must have been 20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just checked this thing and swam around underneath the boat and was like, did a couple loops. And I'm scrambling to get my dive stuff on. I eventually get it on, jump in, and he like did half a loop and he disappeared. And if you understand sharks, you can never get close to them. You know,
Very
Okay.
timid.
So, but anyway, I had this experience with a shark and I was like, wow. So I said, what do you want to, I said like, hey man, do me a hammerhead.
That's a sick
You know what I mean?
Sick.
love
And I was
that.
like, I had no idea what breed. And he like just whips out and he hits me this tattoo.
Fuck, man, that's so rad.
And I know I was always going to add to it or finish it off or whatever,
Sure.
but that's like
Okay.
thing. It's just legendary.
Just leave it.
So yes, it does have a fucking story behind it, all right,
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah, but it was just like in the moment,
looks dope,
hit
dude.
the thing before the jaw, like literally.
Great reason to
let me
get a
just quickly
tattoo.
tattoo before
Yeah.
the jaw, and it's like.
Did
so-
you do that thing freehand? Eh?
Yeah.
That's incredible. It's
Very
fucking well
careful.
done.
Yeah, no, dude.
That's
Man,
how
he's
all
a legend.
tattoos are done, Matt.
Legend.
Yeah.
Chris, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure to have you on. Really, again, we know how busy you are, bro. Shot
Keep
so
us-
much for
yeah.
taking the time out to come hang out with us. I know Matt can be a handful. We're going to get him that tramp stamp. We'll have you on if he gets the tramp stamp. Guys, we love you. Shot for viewing us again.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And yeah, please like, comment, and share. Go check out Chris's social medias too. The Oak's an absolute legend. He can teach you a thing or two.
Yeah.
So please, guys, come find us. We'll be here next week. Love you. You.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
I'm feeling kind of like stoked.